Isn't that a thing of beauty? Ward, you're here on the live and you're also here in person.
Yeah, isn't that sweet?
Interesting.
Come on, let's get you up on the screen running here.
Look at that thing. Howdy, everybody. Welcome to live number 52. I'm just going to get the chat up and running here. Just give me a sec. There we go. Awesome. If you guys can hear me okay, give me a thumbs up. Say something in the comments. Lying here on the shop floor, looking at this beautiful F86. Yes, there's a video coming out on this one, an unboxing video. It's a pretty cool plane. Pretty cool plane. All right, so in today's live, something awesome. In today's live, you'll see Kirky flipping around. Kirky's not our cat. We didn't get another new cat.
No, I thought that was for give it away. Isn't that for a giveaway for anybody who has a plane made by Jonathan gets a free kitten?
We're
and
looking
we'll
after
backdate them too.
We're looking after Kirky. I call him Costco actually. We're looking after Kirky for my wife's sister. So, anyways, yes, Skymaster F86. You guys will see the scheme a little bit later, but it is stinking cool. We did the unboxing on this thing this past week, and very, very nice, nice plane. Very well done. So yes, Skymaster F86. Welcome to live number 52. If you guys are here, I see 28 of you here, and I only see 11 of these things. So make sure we get some thumbs ups happening here.
Our screen is way behind here.
What?
Our screen back there is way behind.
Oh, that's okay. That's all right. Lag is good. There we go. Look at that thing of beauty. So we've been working away. Oh, we got Chad here. We got Russell McRussellson. We got Ward. And we got Ward's belly as well. He brought that along with him too. He's getting ready for Christmas, even though he doesn't like Christmas. There we go. Sorry, Ward, I have to do that.
Yeah, I know.
One day you'll show up and you'll be skinny and I'll be like, what the heck, Ward? What did you do? All right, so we've been plugging away on the SU30. It's been going very well. So after last live, which was 2 Saturdays ago, we started on the SU30 that Sunday. So tomorrow it will be 2 weeks, and we should be pretty much by the end of tomorrow wrapped up. There's a lot done already, so we'll kind of take a look at that, give you guys the quick view of it. Now the video coming out of the SU30, it's going to be a very different video. So I can't remember when it is. It's at the end of November. So there'll be 2 videos of the SU30. Video 1 is the one that's already done. It's totally different video style than we've ever done before. So I'm interested to see some feedback on that one. You channel members have already been able to watch it. And we're also doing a giveaway in that video as well too. So it's a good one. Anyways, little updates for everybody. RC Event Hub. I'm going to be putting in a few of our videos coming up soon. So if you go to the Apple App Store or what's the other one? Is it Play Store? Is that right?
Google Play?
Yeah, that's an Android store?
Yeah.
Okay, so if you go to the Android version of Apple Store and you look up RC Event Hub, so RC Event Hub, it's a new app that Ivan's the organizer of Turbines and Tumbleweeds that we went to in Texas. So Ivan's spent a ton of time and a ton of money coming up with this app. And I'll tell you why this I think is cool. Number one, it's cool because, well, let me take a step back. If you sign up for the app, it's going to ask you for a referral code. Please use the initials TLSOFRC, the lighter side of RC, TLSOFRC. I'm going to write it on the board. Give me a sec. So if you use that referral code, it just helps track where the signups are coming from. So the lighter side of RC. RC. I think is what I used. So the cool thing about that, oh, thanks, Ward. So there is TLS of RC. So the cool thing about the RC Event Hub, and this has already started. So this app is going to be for everything RC. So you'll be able to go on there and you will see all the events. If you're interested in jet events, you can go on there and see all the events. I think he's going to be pulling events worldwide, which is cool. So the events is a cool thing. But we're going to see car guys on there, regular plane guys on there. Anything to do with RC is going to be on there. Probably the most exciting thing that I ran into this past week was there was somebody on RC Groups that posted a Central Box for sale, brand new in the package. I sent him a private message and said, hey, if this is still available, send me a PM. Well, I got an email from somebody saying, hey, I've got this Central Box 200 available. And that one wasn't a scam because he just had a different Central Box that was available, but it wasn't the one I was looking for. And then I got another email saying, hey, you're the guy that commented on my post on RC Groups or whatever. And I was like, oh, yeah. And anyways, I ended up sending this person money and it was a total scam. So I sent it friends and family by PayPal, didn't know the guy, no way to get the money back. So anyways, RC Event Hub, there's going to be like a buy sell section on that. I'm not sure if it's already up. I haven't been on the app in about a week, but it's going to, everybody has to be, what's the right word? Like everybody's got to be pre-screened for being on there. So it's one of those cool things I think that'll help eliminate scams and things like that. The other thing Ivan's going to be doing is giveaways. Dude, stop. He's going to be doing giveaways. So I think I saw this past week he just did a giveaway, and it's going to be a pretty awesome app. So encourage you guys to check it out. RC Event Hub, TLS of RC. If you use that as a referral code, that would be awesome. And Costco, stop. The other thing is CHA servos. I think I announced this last time, but CHA servos have been added to the website and they are live. Inventory-wise, we don't have a ton left. There's been a bunch of guys that have put in orders this past week, which is awesome, Russell being one of them. So thank you everybody for supporting that and picking up CHA servos.
Speaking of CHA servos, somebody asked, what's your thoughts on the Hall sensor servos like the CHA servo 7010?
Awesome. The Hall sensor, the nice thing about the Hall sensor servo versus a potentiometer is there's no physical contact, right? So a potentiometer,
It's always trying to fight for something.
well, the potentiometer is kind of like a dial, right? So if you think about a dial on I don't know, I think of a guitar amp as an example, but any sort of dial where you're adjusting volume. So a potentiometer has like a contact point, right? So where you've got metal contacting metal, and that's the contact point. Well, that could eventually wear out. A Hall sensor is like an optical sensor, or it senses magnets or whatever, I don't know, but there's no contact. So it should be more long-term and longer lasting. And so yeah, I think it's an awesome thing. The entire lineup doesn't have Hall sensors on them, but something like the 7010, which is the craziest servo that CHA currently has, except if you go to the super high voltage ones. Great servo. So those are the servos a year and a bit ago that I put in my Picaro and in the tail section, and they have been insane. We're going to be putting the 7010s in the Aries on the vectored nozzles. So on the big Aries, the XL, and also my L, we'll be using the 7010s on the vectored nozzle.
I guess it's magnetic flux, they call it.
There you go.
Yeah.
So, yeah, so that's kind of the updates for you guys. I think that's everything that I had. So we did have our Skymaster shipment finally arrive. I say finally. Normally I don't like to say that because it sounds negative, but it arrived, it sat in a truck waiting to be unloaded for 3 weeks. So the F-86, which we started the live in front of, is over there. We'll take a look at it. The A-10 Black Snake is still in the box here. I'll probably, because the box is in perfect shape, I'm probably going to leave it in the box until we start the project. But yeah, the box arrived in good shape, so we'll leave the A-10 there. We have engines that have arrived for the A-10. We've got all the servos set aside. Yeah. Miami, I'll be going to Miami Jets at the beginning of December, or whatever that weekend is, like the 3rd, 4th, 5th. I'll be in Miami for Miami Jets, so if you guys are going to be there, look forward to seeing you. And yeah, so the plan with the shop here is we've got the SU almost done. When the SU is done, it's going to be set aside. We're going to start on the Aries L, my Aries L, because we've got all the equipment here now. The engine did arrive, and dude, that does not feel good. Seriously. Buddy, you got little sharp claws and fingers and toes and mouth.
You can go with the SU.
And we'll be doing the Aries Mini at the same time. We did get our bags arrive as well for the Aries aircraft, so I'm going to pull those out and we'll take a look at them. So I think that's the updates. It's good. Project-wise, we'll take a look at the project board here. We've got lots of stuff on the board. Sorry about the earthquake. Oh, Joe's here as well too. BVM T-33. Joe is making some amazing progress on the T-33. Thank you so much, Joe. He's building my aircraft for me. No, sorry, BVM calls that he's assembling my aircraft. When it comes to me and I put the equipment in, then I'm building it. That's what BVM says, that's what Bob says, so it must be right. So anyways, Joe's making some wicked headway on the BVM T-33. He's thinking like maybe another couple weeks. Joe, if you think otherwise, comment, but looking forward to the T-33 so much. Very excited to have that done. So Aries L, all the ones with the star need to be done for March, for Tucson. So the Aries L, we've got the XL, Falcon 2.4, that should be here in December sometime. Aries Mini's here, the Beam should be here sometime December, January, I'm guessing. F4XXL is already here. Once the A10's done, this is starting. So we're doing the Aries L, Aries Mini, then the A10 Black Snake, then the F4XXL. So that's going to be December. The T1 Hawk is sitting over there. We've got 2 Corsairs now. Mine you guys are familiar with. Stacy's got one on order. My FTL Lancer 2.8. Skymaster F-86, that's sitting over there. Super Cobra Heli, that's sitting over there in a box. Spitfire kit, that's sitting that way behind us. A-10 is sitting over there in a box. P-47 is sitting behind us. Large Futura for Corey, that's on the list as well. So, whew, lots to do.
Okay.
All right.
Somebody asked, you got any mini, the servos there you're talking about to show?
The CHA servos?
Yeah.
What's the question?
Got any CHA servos minis to show off?
Sure. Sure. Not the, well, actually, I've got the super mini ones, which are insane. And then I've got the ones that we're actually carrying. So I'll be back in a second.
And the comment under that is CHA servos are programmable too?
Yes, 100% programmable. So let's open up a 95. And we'll open up one of these little guys too. These are cute. So this is, there we go. The HV95 is the smallest servo that we'll be carrying in stock on a regular basis. These are size-wise similar to the HV69s in the MKS lineup, but they're just as powerful as the 747s, but they're the size of the HV69s, which is a micro servo. Then we've got this guy.
Geez, that's small. Oh, what is that for?
Crazy, hey?
That's crazy. Gear doors?
I mean, it's nuts. So this is the HV06H. I think like this is something you might put in one of those things you fly indoors, like those, you know.
Like a vapor.
Yeah, exactly. So this thing, the specs on that little guy, so at 8.4 volts, it's got 2.4 kilograms, so that's times 2.2, so you're like 6 pounds of force on that little
Out
thing.
of this little thing.
Yeah.
This is just a little bit bigger than the paddle.
6 volts to 8.4 volts. The speed on that is 0.05 seconds, which is fast.
That's crazy.
I think
It's all
that'll.
backwards because you got how you got your screen.
Oh well.
Want to flip it around and
Take a look how skinny
I'll
that
make
is.
sure that it's everything's in the screen here. Okay, good. A little bit closer and let it focus up. Pull it back just a hair and try and get the focus. Your screen's not focused. There it is. It's focused now.
There we go.
So it goes in and out.
Yeah, like teeny weeny little servo.
Skinny, that sucker.
It's crazy. So
Victor's testing how the weather is up here.
weather's actually not bad. I was flying the FPV drone, which is another new thing, today, which has been awesome. There was, I think, guys at our field today as well too. The field so Prop Busters, our field that I travel to, it has kind of a light dusting of snow. So there is snow on the ground, but it's warm for this time of year. So this is the HV95. We'll pull it out of the package too. Crazy servo. So this is 7.4 volts is 9.3 kgs. At 9 volts, it's 10.2 kgs.
Hold it still and it's focused and got it. Okay.
Perfect. So that is the specs on this guy. I'll leave it there for a little bit for you. Isn't that crazy how small that is? Yeah, how much power it has?
One person asked what's the scheme you're doing for the T33.
Oh yeah, good call. And this is the HV95. Like, so
Wow.
couple cool things about this. Short servo lead, which is nice. Bottom run servo lead, which is nice. And yeah, so it's still not a big servo. So it's actually like, it's kind of in between the 747 and the HV69 that we're used to with the MKS.
So these are all
lineups.
lighter too.
Well, yeah.
You get the same amount of power as the big ones.
Yeah, I mean, the HV69 is a plastic cased servo versus this is obviously all aluminum, right? So, yeah, so I've been impressed with the lineup of servos. You'll start to see them here used a lot more, and they've been really good. So I'm just popping this guy back in the package. So yeah, overall, if you go to our website, thelightersideofrc.com, all of the inventory and specs and everything, like if you want to see the specs on everything, yeah, and they're definitely sexy in red. If you want to see the specs on everything, that's where they are. I'm going to grab a 7010 too and show you guys.
Yeah, JT Crowder, he seems to have problems with trying to convert.
No, and the thing is the ones I got, we cycled them through 990 cycles with the Jetty controller, and they didn't even get hot.
No,
They just
exactly.
get mildly warm, and that's it. They hardly felt like they were working.
So a couple other servos here that are really interesting. So on the Ares aircraft, both the XL and the large will be using the 5013s.
That's the ones they used.
So these are, no, you didn't use these ones.
Oh, that's the weapon ones. Right?
Yeah.
You gotta, hold it
So
a
that's the
second.
5013.
Hold on. Yeah, convert it over. There you go. And there you go.
So interesting servo as well too. So we've got, I'll flip it around here in a second. So we've got 4-pole brushless motor, 2 ball bearings. At 8.4 volts, it's 51 kgs.
That's a lot.
A lot of power. I'll pop this out of the box and you guys will see why it's interesting. So one of the cool things I like about the servo is it's only 70 millimeters wide instead of the normal 20 millimeters wide. So that is curious. All the Chaw servos come with some sort of servo arm. So their servos come with the plastic servo arms. These are the heavy duty ones, which are really nice. and then they come with some form of aluminum servo arm. The smaller ones than this one, or the lower level servos, come with a red, shorter servo arm, and then all these guys and the bigger ones come with these big bad mamma jammas. So.
Just so you know, the metal arms that come with them are 2 millimeters output. screws.
On the small ones,
Yeah.
yes. So this is the 5013.
Jeez, that's narrow.
So a couple cool things about the 5013. Number one, like I said, it's instead of being 20 millimeters wide, it's 17 millimeters wide, which is nice. You can mount this in a normal setup, so your normal servo screw setup, or you can also mount it flat, sideways. The holes here in the front of the servo are designed for a 3 millimeter bolt. So obviously you can use a servo screw in there, or you can use a 3 millimeter bolt. So very, very strong mounting on this guy.
It's great versatility.
Yeah. So like they kind of coined that one as robotic servo, airplane servo, lots of different options.
Couple
So
comments,
here-
how the servos are bigger than, or the arms are bigger than the servos.
Well, yeah, so here's the 7010. So the 7010 is a bad mamma jamma servo. So this is an 8 millimeter output shaft, 4-pole brushless, 6 ball bearings, contactless Hall sensor, and at 8.4 volts, 70 kgs. So very nice servo. These are what we're going to be using for a 599. So a 599 servo has about 45 kgs of holding power. It's a brushless servo, only has a 6 millimeter output shaft. So these are less money than the 599s that we like my BDX has all 599s from MKS. So this is an 8 millimeter output shaft. So this would be very similar to MKS's 388 or 3850. Now the 388 is the servo that we have on the steering here for the SU30 because the steering has so much weight on it. So we've got one of these in the nose and we've got 2 of them in the tail on the horizontal stabs. So very nice servo for the money, and of course they come with servo arm, big guy, and then like on my Picaro I'm using the circle thing with the carbon arm.
That looks like
So,
a 4 millimeter bolt.
Yeah.
And also this, a lot of guys don't know, that's actually a 3 millimeter thread in there, whereas the MKSs are 2.5 or 2.6.
And then on something like this one, you've got the servo lead coming out of the base, right, rather than out the side. So again, nice setup on that servo.
That is really nice.
So yeah, I've been really impressed with the Chaw servo lineup. They are great. So yeah, pretty impressed and happy to be using them in a bunch of aircraft coming up. So like we'll see them in the Ares aircraft, all 3 of the Ares, the Falcon 2.4 that we have coming, the Beam from CARF that we have coming. They'll be in my T-33 as well too. So the scheme question on the T-33. So I can't remember, I don't know the name of it, but it's got, so when we got that kit from Kelly, he actually had a model box that he included. So he bought the model with the paint scheme on the front of the box, and he bought all the nomenclature for the aircraft as well too. So that's the scheme we're going to be doing it in. I can't remember what it's called, but I'm kind of leaving it up to Joe to figure it out. So if Joe wants to paint the aircraft, that's cool. If he's doing flight metal, that's cool. I think he's doing rivets, which is amazing. So yeah, it's going to be stellar. So
He says it's going to be ready by December 5th.
perfect. Thank you, Joe. Appreciate that. So we've got a question tonight as well too. We'll get to that in a second. It's for Sheldon, but I want to show you guys a couple things here beforehand. So sorry about the earthquake. Just getting you organized. Howdy, Fred from Oregon. Okay, so F-86, big Bertha. She's a big plane. When you guys see the unboxing for this plane, the wingspan is 14 feet. 14-foot wingspan on that thing. It is nuts. So the wings are tucked behind there. When we got the box, the wings took up the whole length of the box, front to back. But beautiful aircraft. Skymaster did such a good job on this thing. So it's going to be an absolute showpiece. It's amazing. We'll go through all the details in the unboxing video, but even the drop-down lights that they did here, such a nice job on these. So yeah, thank you Skymaster for doing such a nice job. You know, you hear different reports on this and stuff from different people, but it looks awesome. I think that's such a nice aircraft. So the operational canopy is beautiful. Yeah, it's going to be a very nice showpiece. So Lancer, huh? Look at that. Interesting. Looks like a duck, doesn't it? I added the eyes because it looked like a duck.
Oh, you did, didn't you?
All right, so the SU-30. SU-30 is coming along nicely. So we are, I would say, about 60% complete, maybe 70% complete. So we're doing things a lot differently on this aircraft compared to the first one. Most of it's the same, but we're doing things a little bit different. So just where we're organizing the electronics and stuff. But I like this scheme a lot more than the Arctic one we did the first time. I think it's going to be more visible. But yeah, everything kind of the nuts and bolts of it is all the same. So same servos, same setup, stinger, vectored nozzle. The rudders are all done. But basically all the surfaces on this aircraft are done. The only ones left to do, so our flaperons are complete. The only things left to do are the leading edge servos. So that's the 2 servos we have left to install. Today we were working on turbine installation. We've got all of our leads for the turbine run forward, and the wires are just tucked up so kitty cats don't go crazy on them. Here's a shot of the inside. So we relocated the central box in a totally different spot. So last time this was in the nose of the aircraft. So this time we're centralized. We're only using the Central Box 400. UATs are there. We've got the spider feet that I made up, I call them. And these are high temperature nylon carbon fiber, so very rigid and strong. Cortex is mounted on top. You can see all of our wires coming to the one side of the central box. So it's going to be a nice setup. I got the wiring done for the lights today. So yeah, lots accomplished today. And she's coming along very, very nicely. So that is the update on the aircraft.
You got a question?
Oh, one more thing. Hold that question thought. In what video was that? I don't think the video's come out yet. I think it's one of the ones that we've recorded. So Ben from Fly-Right RC, he has come up with these holders. Maybe, I don't know, maybe I lose track of where we're at in videos because it's so far behind. These holders, thank you Ben for doing these up. These have absolutely changed these stands. They are so awesome. So there's a shot of all the different ones there. So we've got the split holder, the shallow holder at the front, and they just clip in. They're adjustable, movable, awesome. Thank you, Ben, for doing those up. I appreciate it. And those will be, I think, available on his website. And he'll have his logo on the top part there as well, too. So yeah, we're collecting Fly-Right stands. Well, this is our shop stand here, the red one. The purple one in the front is my lighter shop stand. The green one is actually David's. This stand matches the Aries. So it's got all the details on it. If you look, 2-tone powder coating on the risers in the plain colors. So, and then that purple one is there. There is the new one that I picked up in Texas. So yeah, but I am collecting them for sure.
Free up some tables.
And then we've also got the one that the Aries Mini's sitting on as well too, which is this guy.
So cute,
Oh, hey, look at that. We don't just fly jets here. We also do some FPV stuff. Huh.
no way.
What?
Say it's not so.
I had tons of fun with this thing today.
It's awesome.
It's so much fun.
Awesome.
It is so much fun. Oh my gosh. Okay, hold on. I'm going to flip you around. Pictures from Joe.
Panel lines,
Oh man.
some rivet details.
Nice.
Very nice.
Thanks, Joe. Super cool. It's so cool to see that thing together. So where I left off, the wings were just getting mounted to the plane. Tail hadn't been really started yet. So yeah, Joe's basically got the assembly done, and we are moving on to finishing, or he's moving on to finishing. So cool.
Where'd you get the little drone from?
Okay.
I traded that for my heli. Yeah, it was a good trade. It was so much fun. So I was out today flying the FPV drone. That's the Mavic. It's called the Mavic FPV drone. It's a few years old, like 4 years old or something like that.
It's hefty.
But yeah, it is so much fun. I was worried that I would get sick because a few years ago, Chad had his FPV drone out at our field, and I put the goggles on and he was flying around and I was like, whoa. But I think it was because I was not in control of the drone. So it's just like you're standing there and then your world starts to go crazy, right? So with that, brought it out front at the shop here and sat in the back of my truck and took it off, and then I was flying all over the place. It's so much fun. And the picture is unbelievable. It's crazy. It's so cool. I had a blast with it today. Flew 4 flights on it today, and it was fun.
It was fast.
Really.
A smile on your face.
Oh,
Well,
it was fast.
Oh, I know.
So it's got 3 modes. So normal mode is like a normal drone mode where you just fly around all comfortable. Sport mode's pretty cool. So sport mode does everything except like flips. So sport mode, you can do a lot of crazy things. So when I was zipping far away, I was doing 60 to 65 miles an hour, so 100 kilometers an hour. And in manual mode, I think it does 100 to 120, which is going to be nuts. So working up to that. But yeah, it was so much fun. All right, so let's see if
The
we have
question.
any questions. Oh yeah, the
What
question
does
about the thing.
What does it mean when your receivers show up as NA in Device Explorer? Receivers are up to date and plugged in correctly. Any ideas?
Depends on how you have them plugged in. So if you have them plugged into a central box, that would be a problem. If your outputs aren't proper. So there's 2 ways to look at it. Number one, if you just take a receiver, like let's say a Rec 7, and you bind that to your radio, and the Rec 7 is a standalone receiver all by itself with a battery plugged in, then you can go into the Rec 7 in your Device Explorer and you can see the receiver.
Yeah.
If you don't change E1 or E2 to EX bus, and you try and plug your EXT port into your central box, it's not going to show up properly. So you need to change E1. We just do E1 and E2 to EX bus. Then you plug E1 into central box. When the central box is powered, then that'll show up as Rec 7 and central box. So that's probably what's going on, is something there isn't jiving properly. So.
And Stacy, no, it's not a new cat.
Oh yeah, no, it's not a new cat. It's,
He came in
it's my
late.
daughter's or my wife's sister's cat. They just got it and they went on vacation. So Angry Duck Lancer, yeah, exactly. All right, so I think we're caught up. So we'll get to Sheldon's. What brand is that drone? It's a DJI.
Mm-hmm.
It's in a central box. Yeah, so you got to make sure that your E1 and E2 ports are set to EX bus.
Okay, what is the proper order of daisy chain for
2.4 Jetty receivers
Jetty
and one
receivers?
900 backup are X and Y. Okay, good question. So if you're plugging into a central box without a Cortex, you're going to go first receiver into R1, second receiver into R2, third receiver into R3, or into one of the inputs on your first receiver. You can do it either way. If you're going into a central box and a Cortex, your Cortex is going to end up in B, your primary receiver is going to end up in B of Cortex, and port 6 on Cortex is going to go into R1. Generally, the second receiver is going to go into R2, and you could also do your 900 in R2, or R3, you could do your 900 in one of the E ports on your primary receiver. There's lots of different ways to do it, but one of the key things that one of our good friends, Mike, learned this year is anytime you do that stuff, go into your radio turn-off screen, whatever that's called. It's the little antenna on function 1 on your radio, and turn your primary receiver off. Make sure your secondary works. Turn primary and secondary off. Make sure your 900 works.
Yeah, exactly.
That's such a key thing to do. So hopefully that answers your questions.
Have to check the system to make sure it's operating.
Referring to the
Referring
Jetty.
to the Jetty DSM-10, your thoughts on routing both sets of input battery leads to a single battery. In that case, we're fans of the single battery setup. So if you're using a DSM-10, one battery, but you can put 2 to 1. So in a Rebel Classic, where we use a DSM-10 or we use an RCSW switch with the MPX in, MPX out, that's actually a better solution anyways, is to just use one battery, and it goes into both leads of the DSM-10. Yeah, and then David has a good point as well too. If you're doing the simplified setup where you're not using a central box, I think that, yeah, so JT Crowder said, sorry, my question about the receiver was primary, about non-central box and non-Cortex. Okay, good. So yeah, David answered your question there. So primary, 900, and clone. Now the key with that is when you do the primary, your E1 and E2 needs to be set as, one of them needs to be set as an input. Correct me if I'm wrong there, David. I think, yeah, receiver input. Your 900 ports are EX bus. Your second receiver plugged in after the 900 is also EX bus. So the EX bus signal is going through the 900 into the primary receiver. The 900 is going into the primary receiver. So that's the way to do it. So what David said there is correct. What are you up to tomorrow besides the SU? Probably flying my drone.
Yeah.
But the SU. We'll do a couple flights on it because it's just fun.
Couple? Couple? I don't believe you in a couple.
Yeah, so correct, 900 plugs, primes into the E2 backup. Okay, so we're gonna get to Sheldon's question. Sheldon's question, I'll flip you guys around here. I need a quick little drink. Oh, Costco, it's a good spot.
She's going to play the guitar.
She almost matches.
Gotta.
Oh, flip you around. There's Costco. No, it's not our new cat. All right, so. Okay, we'll go down there. Keith, howdy from Camrose. There we go. So I think this is going to work. Okay, so Sheldon's question, Sheldon's here as well too. So Sheldon's question was, I'm going to need to solder some battery leads soon, and I want to have one lead split by, it says by box, but I'm assuming you meant central box. Maybe? No, I think you fly core. But anyways, this is fairly generic anyways. So, and also a Chikoi LGC 25L. The other was split to the main power box and power Unilight controller as well. So I think I understand what you're saying here. So what you're saying is you're going to have, let's say, battery 1. This is going to power your LGC, landing gear controller. And also, if you have a central box or a power box, it's also going to power port number 1 of your power box and landing gear controller. And then you're going to have battery number 2, which is going to power your Unilight controller, and also port number 2 of your, we'll just say power box, because I think you fly power box. That's how much I care about you guys. I remember what you're flying. So I think this is what you're referring to. Something like that. So there's a lot of different ways to do this. So there's really no right or wrong way. The right way is the way that works. The wrong way is the way that doesn't work. But I would do this a couple different ways. I'm going to use a central box as our demonstration. Obviously, your results or your equipment may be slightly different, but that's okay. So we'll take this MPX plug out, because I think PowerBox is using MPX plugs still as well. And we will put this into battery number 1, just like that, temporarily. And then we just so happen to have an LGC 25L. Huh, isn't that cool? So you got one of those too. We're going to leave it in its little package, but it basically has an XT30, I think they're called, for the power. So this kind of represents that right there. So what I would do here is, unless your equipment is going in the very front of your plane and your batteries are really close to that, if you are in this situation, I would just pigtail off of the actual connector right there. So let's just say hypothetically that this was an XT30 plug and that was going into that controller. Actually, we've got one right there. So we could just go like this, and we could just go like this, and that would be fine, but it's kind of messy and ugly, right? So a better way to do that, especially if your battery is going way further forward in the aircraft, is you want to have this guy come to your power box. Don't use that as polarity representation, because it could be backwards. And then I would make a pigtail at this point and do it like that, because that's going to be cleaner than running 2 power leads forward. So that's how I would do it. So whether it's a landing gear controller or a lighting controller, same kind of thing, that's the way to do it right there. So pretty much like we use 16 gauge wire pretty much all the time for everything and never had any power issues. So works great, but that's hopefully answers your question, Sheldon. And yeah, there's no reason, like if you're powering multiple things off that one battery, there's no reason you can't have multiple pigtails coming off your plug going into your main hub or main box. So yes, let me know if that answers your question and simplifies things for you.
Captain Factor asks, what's your favorite filament to produce good, strong 3D printed components?
Ooh, my go-to filament, and the one that is in most of my slots all the time, is PETG carbon fiber. That is kind of my go-to material. It prints so nice. The reason I used that high temperature nylon in the SU is just because I just wanted to make sure there was zero movement in there. But if you look at my AMS units here, PETG carbon fiber, that's PLA, that's ABS, I think, but PETG carbon fiber, PETG carbon fiber, same thing, same thing, same thing, same thing, and then we've got ABS and then one other material. Anyways, yeah, that's the material I use most often. So good question. Oh, I'll show you some pieces that I've printed here with it. Where are we? There we are. Oh, got you guys backwards. Let's flip you around. There we go. So just some examples, like this is PETG carbon fiber. Nice stuff, nice finish on it. Here's some more PETG carbon fiber. This is the red material. You can see the black little speckles in there, I think, if it focuses properly. That's one of the little catch can things for the ends. There it is in black. So yeah, that's my go-to material for printing things. And then also, like, here's our little clips that I glue down and use to install wires. So these are all over the place in the SU. So this is all PETG carbon fiber, black, purple, red, obviously. So, but that's the go-to material. I will use some different materials depending on what I'm printing. So as an example, these little guys are little antenna holders from Thingiverse for Jetty. So I don't sell these because we can't, because they're a public thing. But if you print these in PETG carbon fiber, the little holders break way too easy. So I print these ones in ABS and they work really well. So yes, hopefully that answers your questions.
Cool to see you build some Aries. Do you know if Krill resumed building kits?
I don't know the answer to that because we didn't get these ones from Krill. So I don't know where they're at. I've been tagging them in all the Facebook posts and everything. And yeah, but yeah, I don't really know the answer to that. I think they have, because David, who's on here, has a large on order with them as well too. So just scrolling back here.
You pretty well covered everything that was being said.
What's your favorite filament? Yeah, and there's been some discussions for a long time now, dual path versus clone and that kind of stuff. Dual path is fine. There's nothing wrong with it. It works great. If you are happy with it, just keep using it. You do get some telemetry dropouts with dual path. That's the reason we use a clone setup, or not even necessarily clone, why we use default. So if you use default with one receiver and a 900, that's a great system as well too. Most of AeroPanda's planes that they produce, that's what they have. They use default and they use one receiver with a 900. So it works great. I saw another one here. Oh, is that the Avata? No, that's the, this is just the DJI FPV. So this one's not available anymore to purchase, but the Avanta is the new version.
Yes, who supplies you filaments? That was a
nice F-16 on the wall, thank you. Basically, I use bamboo pretty much for everything. So
that's what you question too.
Yeah, it's just, you know, the stuff works well. I know there's lots of great filament providers out there. Like all of Ben's stuff is printed with, I'm not even gonna guess, I can't remember who it is. Really nice looking material, but I've got bamboo printers. I drop the bamboo filament in there. It picks up the RFID, it knows the settings. Every single print that I print, I mean 99.9% of the time, it works. And that's why I just use their material. I don't print enough, like I'm not doing production stuff where, you know, if I save $5 on a roll, it matters, so. Ooh.
Somebody loves the green plane.
Thank you. Which green plane? That little guy right there?
Well, the one in progress.
Must
be the one on.
No, sorry if I'm being strange. I'm just listening to my friends as well. Rays, I'm going to try a Smooth Flight SF20 Pro gyro for some vectored thrust action as it has individual gains. What's your experience of this gyro? So I've never tried the Smooth Flight stuff. I know there's so many guys using it. I don't know anything about it. I've never even held one. I've never touched one. Never set one up, obviously. So I can't give you any feedback on them. I think it would be kind of nice if what's the company that makes them? AR, Advanced Radio or something. Yeah. I think it'd be nice if AR was to do a little cooperation and maybe
Send some stuff out.
yeah, donate one for testing. Exactly. Oh yeah, testing. I actually have a couple cool videos that I've been thinking about. So number one,
Not radios.
no, not radios, but along the same lines as the radio test.
I was
Not
going to a
really.
different mount, that one.
So yeah, I don't even know if I can explain this well. So I'm going to do a video covering why we do the servo burn-in process. Yeah. I was doing some thinking on it and some mathing. I was doing some mathing on it this week, and I feel like I want to include you guys in this as well too. So here we go. There, not Word though. All right, so I was doing some mathing this week, and I'll tell you where this idea came from. So when you look on Facebook, if you're not a Facebooker, that's amazing. I wish I wasn't a Facebooker, but we have to. When I was looking on Facebook, or when I think back to Facebook and all the little snippets and shorts that we post, it just gets generated by AI, but people see the servo testing on there. And there's always these guys, like so earlier this week, I went into Google and went into Facebook and stuff, and I did searching on servo burn-in processes. Obviously, all my videos come up. Then I scoured the comments, and I took screenshots of everything. And I took screenshots of people that were giving positive things to say, saying, I did this for the first time, as I'm going to paraphrase this. I did this for the first time, and one of my 10 servos that I tested went bad. Thank you for saving my aircraft. And then I took screenshots of all the negative stuff. Now, obviously, the negative stuff outweighs the positive stuff. But it is going to be an awesome video because I have screenshots of all these.
Keyboard warriors.
Yes.
Yeah, that's,
I was on the verge of using profanity, and I'm glad you said that. So all these keyboard warriors that feel it's so necessary to say that that's a stupid thing to do. So that was step number one of where this all came from. Then I was thinking, well, how can we do a video to relay this? And then what I got thinking about was, how many servos have we actually installed in an aircraft over the past 6 years? So how many servos of all the aircraft we built
that's a lot.
have we installed in the past 6 years, including the ones that don't make it on the channel? So I took about 2 hours, and I started from day number 1 on the channel, which was 6 years ago,
L39.
and I went through all the videos. And I made a list, exactly, of all the servos we've installed over the years. And the total was 940-ish, we'll say ish. So 940 servos in 6 years. This is while I was doing the burn-in process. Obviously, there's been servos before that, but we never did that. So let's just round it up just to make the mathing simple, because we have planes we're working on right now that I didn't include. So let's just make the mathing simple and say 1,000 servos.
Yeah.
So we've installed 1,000 servos over the past 6 years. Now, how many servos have gone bad during the burn-in process? Now, we're not going to pick apart any manufacturers. That's not the point of this. The point of this is to prove all those keyboard warriors that they may not be the smartest people in the world. So we've had 10 servos go bad. So percentage-wise, that is 1%, if I'm mathing properly, right?
Yeah.
Because 10% would be 100, 1% is 10.
Yeah.
So we've had 10 servos go bad of the 1,000, so 1% of servos. Doesn't really sound like a lot, but let's say you're an average modeler and you put, I don't know, you buy 3 new planes, 4 new planes, 5 new planes over a couple year period. Obviously, the averages would say that, or the chances would say that of your 100 servos that you may install, you're going to lose a plane because 1 servo goes bad, right? Because that's the math. If you install 100 servos and none of your planes go bad, or none of your servos go bad, you're probably 2% now. So maybe your chances are actually going up, right? So I wanted to do the math on that, and that's why I did all those calculations. So that was fine. And then I was thinking, well, how can we put this all together? And that's where the video idea came up. So I'm still processing it, but I do have the screenshots. I do have the math, so the mathing works. And I'm just going to put the video together, I think. And I think during that video, we're going to test live some servos. Obviously, the camera won't turn off, but it'll be fast forwarded, so that 15 minutes that it takes might be squished down to 15 seconds. And I'm going to show you guys why we do this process. So we get servos, not all the time, but we get companies contacting us saying, hey, can you please use our servos, buy our servos, test our servos? I have those servos. We run them through 990 cycles. They're so hot you can barely touch them. Out of the box, there was 0 built-in expo or play. Built-in expo is my play on all this. You run it through 990 cycles, and now the thing goes click, 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 click with it powered off.
It doesn't center.
Yeah, so I'm going to do all this stuff in the video. So hopefully you guys appreciate this. And when you see that video come out, comment it, share it, because I'm really looking forward. I'm not hiding names when I put the screenshot up. It's going to be fun. Looking forward to
more
it.
radio thing?
Yeah, exactly.
2 years later.
More. We've got to get something.
Not quite
going.
as extreme,
Yeah.
but it's going to be
Yeah,
fun.
I know sometimes when I burned it in for you, there's those servos that come up really hot and you should
Yeah.
kick aside. But it's all the hundreds that we've done. Like I say, it's just been 1 or 2 pop up.
Yeah.
Okay, they're no good.
Exactly.
So
So.
Temperature will burn out a servo.
Oh yeah.
yes,
Sure will.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Especially when it's in a wing where there's no airflow.
Yeah.
Flat or an air or a-
So that's the idea for the servo.
This is an enclosed area.
Carl says he would like to see more video of the thrust vectoring setups with the Cortex Pro.
Perfect. Yeah, and hopefully, I think from some of the feedback I got, the follow-up video, for the Falcons was helpful, because that's stuff that when you look on the internet, you really can't find it. So, yeah, the radio test led to it's still like you'll find somebody that like finds the video and then they share it to a group somewhere, and it's just like because I see it on YouTube, all the comments just start going nuts. So Ray's 8935, can I use a Jetty speed sensor to dynamically control gyro gain in the Jetty Assist to produce speed-related gains? You can. You can do that, but you're also running into delay on the M speed sensor, as you mentioned, telemetry dropout. So a simpler way to do it, and I know David has done this before too, is let's say at 75% throttle and above, your gain might drop 50% or to 0 or whatever it is. So that's an option as well too.
Well, somebody offered you a flak jacket and a helmet.
Let's see here. Yeah, it's really the ratio of 1% of 1,000 is really not that bad, but it's nice to have the math, right? So good. I'm glad it was helpful, Carl. There we go. Now we're caught up. Awesome. Yep. Wow, that's an hour just like that.
Yeah, I got 62 people.
Crazy.
Still here.
Time flies.
It does when you're having fun. This is fun. We had on our podcast, RC Air Experience, we had John from Two Brothers RC, who's, it's funny because I thought I didn't really know a lot about him, but there's a whole story behind it. But we recorded that podcast on Friday and it was released today. It's tons of fun. It was actually a blast. Had a blast with John, so thank you. Yeah, it is bad if it's your jet for sure. That is a good point. Awesome, so that's it, guys. Yeah, keep an eye out. The F-14 videos are almost done. I think we've got the mess video, and I think there's 1 or 2 more. I can't remember. But so there's the F-14 videos wrapping up. The F-86 unboxing. No, there's only one more video for the F14. So the next video is the last one. We've got SU30 video 1, which is a totally different style video. So keep an eye out for that because I'm looking for feedback on that. I had Katie watch it. So I actually edited that video. My wife's been doing my editing for me for a few months. And I edited that video because I had an idea in my head of what I wanted it to be. And it's just, because it's all voiceover, it kind of made sense for me to edit it. So I'm really looking for feedback on how it worked out. And she watched it today and she's like, that was really good. I was actually interested in watching it. So yeah. So that's it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you in 2 weeks. December sometime? No, maybe in 2 weeks I'll be in Miami.
I think you probably will.
Yeah. So we'll probably do
Week of December,
do the week after that. So it'll probably be 3 weeks before the next live. So that's it.
second week in December, yeah.
I might do it next week. We'll see how things are progressing. We'll see how the areas are working out. So we'll see. Keep an eye out for Facebook for that. Keep your notifications on. Thanks, guys, for watching. We'll see you next time.